it's so wonderful to be back. It's always wonderful to be back. I get the lumps in my throat when I come back to Salem all the time because back in the day, a long time ago in the 70s, I mean, I was just speaking with Keith. We had 1,500 students on campus. It looked like a little UCLA. And like the president said, it doesn't make any difference how many people are here. We're still Salem, we're still family. Always be family. And congratulations on the new conference, the GMAC conference. We've done great things athletically in every sport for many, many years. Way before I got there and during our time, we did a few things. And of course, now, all the coaches are doing wonderful things. But people ask me, well, what do you think about the new conference, Archie? I said, you know what? I think it's absolutely fabulous. I think it is fantastic. I think it is spectacular. I really do. And again, I just want everyone to know that this is a very special place for me. Because of Salem, I've been around the world and done a lot of different things, but I always tell people, and I was speaking with the soccer coach today, he was talking about a young gentleman that's I'm going to speak to today, the soccer team, and everyone, I guess he's an extremely good player. And a lot of people say, what are you doing at Salem? What are you doing at Salem? I mean, you're so great. You should be here. You should be there. And to make a long story short, the same thing happened to me when I came here in the 70s. Being from a city and doing some things in high school, to make a long story short, no one recruited me. They knew I could play, but they just didn't recruit me for whatever reason. All of a sudden, I come down to Salem by accident. By accident, they were recruiting another player from another high school that we happened to play in D.C. area. Great high school team. And the coach was an alumnus of Salem from the other team, and he was going to take this big 6'9" player down to Salem for a visit. You didn't get 6'9" players visiting in those days. Coach, you know what I'm talking about. You didn't get 6'9" guys that could play. In those days, you didn't. This guy was going to visit. Now, whether he was going to come here or not, who knows? And the coach called the coach down here, the coach, the alumnus in here, it was an alumnus of the, he was alumnus of Salem. He called the coach down here and said, Coach, I'd like the big 6'9" player to come down and visit. But I got another guy from the other team. He's a pretty good player. He said, is the 6'9" guy coming? Yeah, I think he's coming. Well, who's the other guy? Oh, it's Talley, whatever his name is, I don't know. He said, how tall is he? He said, he's about 6'1" or so. He said, is the 6'9" guy coming? Yes, but you know, Talley. I mean, what about just Talley? Well, hey, as long as the 6'9" player comes, we don't care what you do with Talley. Put tie him on the tailpipe, put him in the trunk. I mean, who cares? Talley, who cares? And to make a long story short, they didn't have the new roads in. Back in the day, they had these dirt roads and everything. It took about 8 years to get here, right? You know, with all this stuff. And I'm a kid not knowing how I'm going to get to college or anything. And I didn't sleep the whole way down here. I got these big eyes anyway. You should have seen me when I look like E.T. I had big old head, big eyes. And I'm in the car like this the whole way. Because I mean, my parents couldn't afford it. Mississippi to school. I had 3 sisters and a brother. So, I mean, this was like, I was like, the whole time. He said, Archie, you can go to sleep. I said, no, man, I'm ready. Now, the 6'9" guy and I was supposed to show up at Salem. The 6'9" guy got sick. He didn't show up. But the coach at Salem didn't know that until we got here. And it was a big deal, having a big 6'9" guy. He forgot I was coming. I mean, forget me. And they planned all this stuff at the Army. We didn't play it on campus. Played at the Army. I mean, they had the bands playing, they had the red carpet rolled out, and they had the, you know, flutes and everything, and what you call them trumpet things, the big 6'9", and the car rolled up. They expect this big 6'9" King Kong, you know, guy with muscles here, and, you know, just to, not to open the door from the car, just to burst out of the car, growling. And this anticipation, right? And all of a sudden, the car door opens. I'll never forget this either. The car door opened, and I was a little guy. I told him, "How you doing, Coach?" And Coach almost fainted. Later on, he told me that. He said, "Where's Fred?" The guy was Fred, big 6'9". Where's Fred? Where's Fred? And Coach was trying to be very diplomatic, very polite, and I didn't know I was a kid. And he says, "Oh, who's this?" He said, "Remember Tal? Oh, where's Fred? Well, you know, he got sick, had the flu. We're gonna schedule him next week. Tell him." And to make a long story short, what's not so funny about this story is most coaches would have said, "Oh, hey, okay, son, we can't use. We got guards and stuff." But he did something I'll never forget at the school. He said, "Let me see what you can do." That's all I ever asked. He said, "Let me see what you can do." If I'd have got out there and played and he had said, "You can't play, don't like your game," I wasn't worried about that. I was the kind of kid where, I wasn't worried whether you said I couldn't play or not. I just wanted a chance. And if he gave me a chance and turned me down, I would have respected him and loved him to this day. But he said, "Let me see what you can do." I went out there and played with his varsity. 15, 20 minutes, he stopped it. And I thought he was going to cut me. I mean, coaches let you play for 15 minutes. We just drove 9 hours. I thought he was going to cut me. My heart went in my chest. I was almost going to cry. I was like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't know how I'm going to go to college." And I remember years ago, I was 18 years old, and I still remember that in my head, what I was thinking about. And remember, I'm an adult now. We're adults now, but I was thinking like a kid. I should have been thinking, how am I going to go to college? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? What's going to happen when I leave here? You know what I was thinking about? The only thing within my mind as an 18-year-old kid? Okay, Archie, when he's going to cut you, but when he cuts you, don't cry. Because you got to go home and tell your buddies that you was a man. That's all I was thinking about. I'm serious. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And I was trying not to cry, and I didn't. Almost, and I had my head down, and he looked up at me. Coach Christie says, something that changed my life at this institution. He looked at me, he said, "Son, we want you, we really want you." And I said, "Ah!" I jumped up, and he started talking about these grants. I don't know what kind of grants you give now, but I didn't know anything about a grant. All I knew is you have to pay, don't. He said, "We can give you BEOG, YEOE, AEOP, ZEOY. I don't know. We can give you this and give you that, give you that." I said, "Coach, to be honest with you, I have one question to ask you, and the answer to this question is going to determine whether I come to your college or not." He said, "What question is that, Archie?" I said, "Do I have to pay anything to go to college for 4 years?" He said, "You do not have to pay one penny." I said, "I'll sign." No, we don't do it like that. But you go home and talk it over with your mother. I said, "She'll sign too. You need anybody else?" My mother killed me if I come home. Scholarship, they kill me. That's what it cost back in the day. And came here and showed up the first day because Coach said to himself, he said, "This guy's not going to show up. Somebody made a mistake and he's not going to show up to Salem campus." But he didn't know how I was. I was very loyal. Very, very loyal guy. And not only did I show up the first day, I showed up on campus in Salem, 1972, with a white suit. Now check this out, I'm dark skinned. White suit, pure white suit, white shirt, red tie, red wet look shoes, and a white derby. People was looking around and said, "Well, we got a pimp on campus." What's about? And 2 big steamer trucks, and I put them down. "I'm here, Coach." I'm here. I was so happy to be here. That experience that day when I showed up on campus, it was more than just basketball. It had nothing to do with basketball, the way people treated you here. And for many, many years, I always brag about Salem. I brag about the people here. I brag about the experiences. I tell young people now, I'm a speaker now, and everywhere I go, I tell people, don't hurry through college. The best times of my life was high school and college. I never wanted to leave here. I mean, I had a big family, and I had a dorm by myself. I mean, I walked in the cafeteria the first day, and I was looking around. I said, "Is this free?" He said, "You can eat as much as you want." I said, "Really? This is great." Great experience. And I tell kids all the time what I got from him, what the president just said about this is one of the finest institutions of higher learning. Forget the athletics. I mean, athletics, we're going to be good. We've always been good in sports, and we're going to be in the future. But what I cherish the most, and what I guess if you want to talk about accolades and things, they talk about basketball, but when people introduced me, I said, what I want you to do is when you go through all that point stuff and all that, I'm proud of that because, of course, I worked hard at that. But I said, when you get to my degree in my school, I want you to slow down. I want you to enunciate all the syllables. Salem, he has a Master of Arts degree from Salem. College, Salem International, all of it's the same. And I do like this, because they look at me and I said, I guess the crowd look at me and say, wow, he's not a dummy. That legitimizes all of us. This university stands for excellence. Excellence. Not how many games we win or lose. Because to me, I always tell athletes on this campus that no matter what sport it is, you go out there, you do your best, you're always a winner, to me. Always. So proud to be here, so proud of this university. Just met our president. I told him he looked like he's 25, young president. And
I told you I was when I came a year ago. And now all the gray hair and yeah.
And again, just so proud to be a part of this university, and happy to be back anytime. And anytime you need me, I'm here for you. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone.